Imagine waking up one morning to the sound of thunder. You look outside expecting a storm, but instead, the ground shakes, trees split, and through the mist, a shadow looms, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, alive, breathing, and staring straight at you. What if dinosaurs came back to life today? The very thought feels like something ripped from a sci-fi blockbuster. But let's step into this terrifying possibility. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for over 165 million years. They weren't just giant lizards. They were apex predators, armored tanks, and flying reptiles that dwarfed anything alive today. If they suddenly reappeared, our world would be turned upside down in ways you might not expect. First, survival would become a daily struggle. Imagine lions and tigers multiplied by 50. Cities built for cars and skyscrapers would crumble under. The weight of sauropods the size of apartment buildings. Raptors, pack hunters with razor-sharp claws, could outsmart human defenses. Forget sharks being scary. Picture a mosasaurus patrolling coastlines, its jaws snapping boats in half like toys. The food chain would collapse instantly. Livestock and wildlife would be wiped out within weeks. Your neighborhood park? Overrun by herbivores the size of buses. The ecosystem would bend to their hunger, stripping forests bare. And humanity, the so-called dominant species, would suddenly find itself downgraded to prey. But here's where it gets fascinating. Could we fight back? In some ways, yes. Unlike the prehistoric world, humans have technology. Tanks, drones, missiles. Against a single dinosaur, we'd win. But against millions, the cost would be catastrophic. Governments would have to choose. Protect people or try to capture these creatures for study, zoos, or even weapons. Because you can bet, someone, somewhere, would want to turn a T-Rex into a war machine. Science fiction becomes even stranger when you ask, could we live alongside them? Jurassic Park imagined it, but reality would be harsher. Fences wouldn't hold a 6-ton predator forever. Cities might evolve into fortress-like safe zones, surrounded by electric barriers. Entire industries would rise, dinosaur-proof housing, new weapons, black markets selling raptor eggs. And while some would live in terror, others would worship them as gods reborn. Now think about the environment. Dinosaurs didn't evolve for today's world. Our climate, our air, even our food sources are different. Some species might thrive, while others might struggle. The reappearance of these giants could trigger ecological chaos, driving modern animals to extinction. Imagine elephants, rhinos, or even whales, competing with creatures built to dominate in a world millions of years older than ours. And yet, here's the strangest part. Dinosaurs never really disappeared. Look out your window and you might see 1. Birds, the pigeons, hawks, even chickens, are direct descendants of the dinosaurs. In a way, the age of dinosaurs never ended. It simply evolved. So what if dinosaurs came back today? Our weapons might protect us, but our cities would fall. Our food supplies would vanish. Humanity would be forced into a brutal new reality, one where survival meant outsmarting creatures that once ruled the earth. And maybe, just maybe, it would remind us of a sobering truth. We're not the masters of this planet. We're just temporary tenants living on land once owned by giants. So the next time you hear a distant rumble of thunder, ask yourself, what if it isn't a storm? What if it's footsteps?